Hey Airsofters, it's me RJ from AirSimMagazine.com. I'm here with Ben Noji, co-owner and chief engineering designer for PolarStar Airsoft. They had graciously allowed us to walk through their facility and to interview them on their newest creation, Fusion Engine. Ben, first of all, thank you very much for having us here.
No problem.
We'd like to just run through a little bit of the system itself and how much it costs and what you recommend, what it comes with. And if you can just describe, say if I were just to purchase it online from any manufacturer, the whole kit, what would I get?
The kit includes the version 2 Fusion Engine box and also the fire control unit, which controls the system. It gets you as far as the input line fitting. Beyond that, you'll need to purchase a battery. Most times you can run off of a standard airsoft battery. We also have the option of 7.4 volt miniature LiPo, which doesn't have the juice to power an airsoft gun, but it's got plenty of milliamp hour capacity to power our system for 10-15,000 rounds. In addition to the Fusion Engine kit, you'll also need a battery and an air rig. The air rig basically takes your tank pressure, which is anywhere between 450 psi and 850 psi, down to the usable 120 psi maximum that we have for the Fusion Engine. As far as the shots per fill, you can get a rough conservative estimate by taking the pressure of the tank as well as the volume, multiplying those together. So we have a 70 cubic inch tank, 4,500 psi. We just multiply 70 and 45, and that gives us an estimated shot per fill on a full fill on this tank. They come in 4,500 psi carbon fiber wrapped and aluminum 3,000 psi tanks.
And how much is the tank with the? This all comes in one package, right?
When the air rig comes separate as well as the tank. The tanks are they're basically personal preference. Some people, especially saw gunners, were going to run a larger tank. You get more shots per fill. Someone that's running more like a sniper or DMR who only needs to get 500 to 1,000 shots per day might run a much smaller tank. They can get away with even a 3,000 psi tank. The smallest tank in 3,000 psi, about 4,500 or 48 cubic inch, will get you about 1,400 shots.
Okay. And the rig itself here, what do we have here?
This is basically a universal fill adapter, which takes us from the tank threads through an AKA SST regulator, which drops our 400 to 800 psi tank pressure down to a usable input pressure for our last stage regulator, which takes that 150 psi, which we're outputting from here, down to the 80 to 120 psi that we use on a Fusion Engine.
So for all of you who are wondering how much it weighs, due to the transition from a regular standard AEG where it's just all-inclusive, but this you need an air rig, an air tank, and the AEG itself. How much does everything weigh per se?
The air rig itself weighs maybe 12 ounces, less than a pound, and then depending on the size of the tank you get, they obviously do get heavier. Even though it's just air, you're compressing quite a bit, so it does get heavier when it's full. This is the largest tank available on the market. It's 110 cubic inch carbon fiber wrapped 4,500 psi. The Gorilla Air makes this tank. This full weighs about 7 pounds. And then we have a 70 cubic inch, which weighs about 4.5, 5 pounds full.
And how much does the PR-15 weigh?
I honestly don't know. We'd have to weigh one.
Okay, well no, that's something that I'll put in the review.
The gearbox itself is about a pound lighter than a normal AEG gearbox because
Okay.
we don't have a motor in there, so we don't have the iron and the armature in the motor. We don't have nearly as large of a battery, so we're shaving weight off there. And then internally, we don't have steel gears, we don't have a steel cylinder head, and everything internally is aluminum. So we shave about a pound off of a traditional gearbox weight, which we obviously add back on the tank.
Oh, so basically you're saying that it really evens itself out,
Right.
no matter how
You're
you look at it.
relocating the weight off
Yeah.
the gun and into the pack.
Okay, so thanks. The two models that you have now are the CQB version and then the regular standard length version. What's the price difference between both of them?
As far as these two rifles, there is no price difference. The carbine and the CQBR version are the same price. What actually changes the price would be the rail systems, crane stocks, the add-on accessories. So our tactical model, these retail for $650. Tactical model retails for $715.
And what if I wanted to buy a drop-in model? How difficult would it be to drop it in myself?
Most kits, it's basically the same as dropping in any version 2 gearbox. There are certain bodies, specifically KWA, King Arms, and several others, which require minor modifications for it to fit perfectly. But in most guns, TM compatible, VFC, Hurricane, GMP, it drops right in. It's the same as dropping in a normal version 2 gearbox, but you're not putting the motor in.
So would you recommend some person who wanted to purchase it to drop it in a plastic body?
You could do that if you wanted to. There's no reason you couldn't. As long as it follows a TM standard, you should be able to drop it into a plastic body. Performance won't be affected. It's really, the performance comes from the system itself and the hop-up chamber and barrel group. And if all of those are anchored well and secure, you should get the same performance out of a plastic body as you would from a metal body.
Now, but with the cost, you would recommend more of the metal features?
In most cases, the metal bodies are higher quality, tighter tolerances as far as the build goes, and obviously they're going to be more durable.
Okay, and let's move on to the fire control unit, as you can see here. You had mentioned that there were going to be updates to this.
Yeah, this is our current revision fire control unit. It comes with a Tamiya connector built in, and it comes with this 8-wire plug on the end, which you actually use a small eyeglass screwdriver to insert and remove the wires. The new revision is going to include a 5-wire plug. We've been able to reduce this to 5 wires, and it's actually a plug-in. You won't have to plug 1 wire at a time, so it'll be all 5. We're also going to be including this connector rather than a Tamiya in the future. It's a more compact connector, and it works well with these batteries, which is what we also recommend. In addition to the physical changes to the board, we're also going to be adding polarity protection, so you can't accidentally reverse the polarity of the battery and blow the board up.
Okay.
At the same time, we're going to be adding in low voltage LiPo protection. So you can leave your LiPo plug plugged in, and it won't drain the cells. This will actually give you a warning, just like your AEG LiPo protection, that your LiPo is running low. You need to charge it before you damage it.
So it'll either have a audio.
It'll actually lock out the trigger, and the gun won't fire, and it'll tell you on the screen that you have a low battery.
Oh, awesome. My last question, from start to finish, from bare metal to what you see here in the engines itself, how long does it take to just do one? Not do one, but how to put everything together, screws and so on and so forth.
Including the machine time, it probably takes several hours to build one complete engine from start to finish, and that includes bringing the material in the door, cutting into the sections, loading the machines, actually turning these parts out of it, and then they go out for subsequent coating or finishing, like including anodizing. We get them back and then do our quality inspection and then assemble them into the system. So all in all, per system, it probably takes over an hour for one person to take it from start to finish. Now,
your staff is about 6 to 7 people, correct?
Right.
And you do every single engine by hand.
Correct.
There's no machine or robot that does their engine. They work at this table and they see, if you go to the YouTube link and you'll see the whole operation from start to finish, you can tell how much quality and care they put into these individual items. And it shows the quality and the type of company that they are for PolarStar. They, as you can, from the other previous videos, if you haven't seen them, the other co-owner, Steve, they pride themselves on the quality and the control and giving the best product to every airsofter that they can. And I highly recommend this system. You can see in our other videos the whole manufacturing process, the shooting process. Again, it comes with an enormous amount of features. You have the different airflow nozzles that adjust the FPS of the shots. And they're coming out with the version 3. And a mystery product late 2012, I'm hearing?
Yeah, targeted 2012.
So it's something to look for, and we have nothing but good things to say about PolarStar. They're putting a product out that's pretty much reintroducing old technology in a great brand new format, and pretty much a good cost-effective format also. Thank you, Ben, very much for
Thank you for coming down.
Thank you. See you out on the field, guys.